Hello again, I am Blunty. This is the GuliKit KK3 Max, a controller that I praised when I first got it and produced a review for it, and then tore apart, literally and figuratively, when two different mechanical parts on it failed rather spectacularly, and I was quite cranky about it. So I made a video warning people away from buying this because it was made of fragile crap. Well, the GuliKit people saw that video, but they were like, hey, let us send you a new one. And I was like, why would I want a new one of a controller that I know is crap and it's falling apart? And they were like, oh, we've re-engineered it and we figured out what the problem was. And they told me what the problem was, and I didn't really believe them because they were kind of shifting the blame around in places where I don't think it should have been, blaming workers and poor training rather than the quality of the materials, because it's the quality of materials that broke on this. The plastic snapped. That wasn't someone at the assembly line's fault. That was choice of materials and design fault. But then, in an effort to win me over, they were sending me pictures of, the parts that broke on mine and trying to show me how they re-engineered them. I was like, I mean, it looks fine, but it looks also like you're still making it out of the same plastic. And they'll go, no, we re-engineered it this way and we put metal in this part. And eventually I was like, okay, send me one of the new ones and I'll check it out. So that's what I've got here, one of the new ones. And we're going to check it out. I'm not even going to use it because I know the controller's fine to use when it's not broken. Like, I really like it. So I'm just going to pull this out of the box and pull it apart, and we're going to have a look at the parts they've re-engineered and see if we can see for ourselves whether they look like they're going to actually hold up and not break within 6 weeks like my original one did. So first, let's take a quick re-look at this so we know what's going on. Desktop camera time, there we go. So what happened here was two things. Firstly, the trigger stop broke. So it has these adjustable trigger stops to go from hair trigger to full pull analog, which I really quite liked. Not the best ones I've ever used, but pretty decent. And what happened was, as you can see in comparison here, that one is unbroken, that one is broken. See the missing piece? Hey? Like, this plastic just snapped. This stop right here on this side snapped clean off. And look, there it is there. And that's the piece of thing that snapped off. And you can see very clean break of what turns out to be very fragile, brittle plastic. That's what we're going to be looking at first. The other thing that broke was on the other half of the shell here, and that was the trigger pull itself. So as you can see on this one here that's broken, we've got a little peg there, and there was one on the other side that's broken and gone. I did have the broken piece. Don't know what happened to it. Gone forever. I'll probably step on it barefoot someday around here and go, oh, there's where it was. But yeah, that cleaves straight off too. And I'm not hard on my controllers. I said this in the original video where I did the teardown. None of my controllers have ever broken in this way. So it's not me being too rough on them. It was just, again, brittle plastic. And they blamed the workers. I think this is the one that actually blamed the workers for, that the workers were putting too much force on these things as they were trying to insert them into the little plastic, receptacles where they belong, the little hole piece. And this is one of the parts they've said they're redesigned. So let's push all this to the side and we'll get the new one out. So there's no tape on this box like there usually is. So I don't know whether that's just because they triple checked it before they sent it to me to make sure I got a good one, or that's just, they taped them up at a different part of the assembly. So we don't really need to worry about any of that stuff. Throw that away. Because I know they'll be watching this video for sure, they've got printing on the front here that gives you the shortcuts for the D-pad stuff. You hold the button down, you press the shortcuts to do various things on the controller. Print that in a higher contrast ink, maybe. That's really difficult to see, like really difficult to see in regular lighting conditions. Like, I'm angling it towards the light so you can see it on camera here. But if you're just playing in regular lighting conditions and you think, oh, what was the button for that again? And you grab this thing, which I like having it there instead of on the manual, which, you always throw the manual away and you always have to look up the manual online in a PDF form when you're trying to figure out how to change modes on these controllers after a while. So I appreciate it's printed there, but that needs to be high contrast ink so we can actually read the damn thing. So obviously, it feels identical to the other one because, they've only changed small things. So let's grab the old knifey poo. Knifey poo? Is that what we're going with? Knifey poo. We're going with knifey poo. And pull out these little rubber plugs, which are in quite forcefully. So wound up having to actually go reach for my my craft scalpel here because they were just buried a bit deeper than the original ones, I think. The original ones weren't so hard to dig out. These ones, there we go. You go over there. Cap goes back on that so I don't slash open my arms and bleed to death right here on camera. Haha. Screwdriver. One screw. Two screws. Wonder how long that joke's going to be relevant. Didn't Trump just like defund PBS? So Sesame Street's going to die or something? I don't know. 3 screws. Lunatic. Don't get political in your videos, buddy. Fuck you. He's a lunatic and you know it. Well, this screw's in a bit tight. It's actually slipping out a little bit there. Didn't strip it or anything. Better to slip out than strip, don't you think? There's a joke there somewhere. Spudger time! Spudge. Spudge. Oh, get spudged. Oh, come on. Nope. Slightly more robust spudger time. Jiminy Christmas, this one's a stubborn one. Did I forget a screw? I'm pretty sure I didn't forget a screw. It's actually chewing up my damn spudger. God damn it. There we go. That was the little snap I was looking for. It certainly feels more robust. You just snap together. Okay, so first we're going to have a look at these and let's there's some screwdriver. Let's pop this one out of his little retainer. Not that screwdriver, I'm not. Something a little bit finer, perhaps. Pull you out of there. There we go. So, let's have a closer look at this. Is it indeed? No, it appears to be pretty much identical as far as I can tell. So, I'm still not that confident in the trigger stops, but if they do break, it's not a deal breaker, really. It's disappointing if they do break again, but it's not really a deal breaker because it doesn't stop the functionality of the basic controller. I can still use it, unlike the other trigger button break, but yeah, I mean, maybe they altered the plastic, maybe they didn't, I don't know. They were kind of vague when I was asking about that and their solution to the trigger stop problem, so I don't know how much I trust that still, but still do wish they had made it out of something more robust though, like perhaps metal, like the retaining brackets here. They're made of metal, so you get a nice little satisfying click when you use the damn thing. See, now a smarter man would have removed the trigger stop from the already broken controller, so we didn't have to reassemble the new one. But sometimes, when you're doing things on video, you just do things, and you don't sort of sit and think for 3 seconds first. There we go, all better. Back the way it was. So let's release those again. Now then, the rather more important thing. The actual mechanism. Now I don't know how well we're going to be able to get this on camera, unfortunately. They did send me some pictures of it dismantled, so if I can't get this on camera properly, I'll show those to you. Right in there, I don't know whether you can see, but they've... Actually, they lied to me. They actually lied to me. Or they accidentally sent me one of their old ones. Because in the picture of the new trigger they showed me, they had a metal bar or a tube going around the center of that. And I cannot see that in here. Can you see that in there? I don't see that in there. There is no metal bar. So this is the picture they sent me of the new trigger they promised was the redesigned trigger would be much stronger. And I do not see that reflected in the construction of this controller here. So, GuliKit, what the hell? No, seriously, what the hell? We went through all this fuss for you to convince me to give you another go, and you didn't change anything. You lied to me. Or you sent me the wrong damn replacement. This is exactly the same part. I mean, GuliKit did actually send me 2 other controllers of theirs. One is just released, and the other one is about to release. Now I don't know how I feel about reviewing those. I'm certainly going to be putting them through the ringer. I'm going to be way more rough on them than I ordinarily would be. That doesn't inspire confidence. Not the ending to this video I expected. I expected to go, hey, look at the new thing. They fixed it. Look at how they re-engineered it because people were having problems. Isn't that nice? They responded directly and are offering replacements to people because, you know, they didn't just offer me a replacement because I'm, you know, some YouTube dickhead. I actually got messages from people in response to that video saying, yeah, that happened to me too, but they replaced it and they were pretty good about it. So, you know, But what's the point of replacing it with people and lying to people about re-engineering it where you clearly haven't? I don't understand. And because this was about re-establishing trust, I'm not even going to email you first about this. I go, hey, what's up? It arrived. I checked it out. You lied to me. You didn't change anything. I'm just going to publish this video because that's not good enough. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty. I'll catch you next time. Bummer. I'm actually having a really bad day today, and I was hoping to bring that to bring me a little joy, but GuliKit just stole my joy. So that's lame. Thanks to the patrons. Catch you next time. Dude, seriously?